Ahmed, we are good to go.
You're on mute. Ahmed.
Yeah. So very good afternoon, one and all. Thank you for taking your time out and joining this wonderful session. So today we are going live with Vijay Praveen, and this is the second session of Data Science Club. And hopefully the next 1 hour, you are going to get a lot of insights about roadmap to the data science career. So once again, thank you for all the participants, faculty members, HODs, and all the students for taking your time out and joining the session. So, Vijay, are we good to go? Shall we start?
Yes.
Great. You can reduce the. Sadaf, your volume is there. Can you put it on now? Mute?
I guess it's not on my device.
Yeah, maybe you should reduce the volume on your YouTube device. That's it.
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
Okay, Vijay. So Vijay, thank you for joining us, and it's great to have you here. And really, thank you for taking your time out from your busy schedule and giving us your time. And I hope it's little late in Germany as well, right?
No, it's early. It's early in the morning. So
All right.
It's
All
not
right,
so
great.
early. It's around 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah,
That's great.
I'm just starting the day with your session.
All right, that's great. Vijay. So Vijay, that when I look at your profile, of course, I instead of giving an introduction to you about your profile, I thought that let me hear it from you itself because it's an interesting profile, right? So right from doing an engineering and electrical engineering, and from there on, from an affiliated college with Anna University. From here, you have moved on to becoming a data scientist today in Germany, and you're currently working with Siemens Mobility. How does this journey transpire, right? Could you walk us through your profile right from your school days and to today? How did it all transpire?
Yeah, sure. I mean, as you said it rightly, it's not an easy curve. So it's a topsy-turvy curve where I had to do a lot of plan Bs and Cs instead of plan As. So it's not a straightforward thing that just a second. Yeah. So it's not an easy curve for me at all. And starting from a electrical engineering background to a data science role, and to do it well, it took me a lot of time, a lot of years, in fact. So I'm also here to share this particular journey to the people who are watching in live. You're on mute.
That is great. Yeah. I hope you're able to hear. Yeah. So there are a lot of students, interestingly, who have joined us from different background of engineering. So we would like to hear from you on how, from an electrical engineering background, you are able to move into the data scientist role. And it's really, you have gotten awards like 40 under 40 in terms of data scientist in India as well. You have also got international recognitions, and you have been a regular TEDx speaker as well. So all this comes at an younger age to you. So if you could really share your journey throughout, it will be of great help to the audience as well. Right. So I'm leaving it to you. That's anyway today's topic, roadmap towards data science career. So if you can add in some more pointers for how does a student who's in an engineering college now, because that is what the target audience is, from a different background as well, right? Not only computer science background, but also from an electrical, from a mechanical background, can aim for data scientist roles, then that would be of great help for us. Thank you. It's over to you, Vijay. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Ahmed. It was it was a nice introduction. Thanks a lot. So first of all, I would like to thank the entire team behind this event. So right from creating the posters, or let it be the promotion work or registration. So thanks a lot, Ahmed. Thanks, Tirumurthy from Imarticus Learning, and thanks the whole tech team who is behind the scenes. So thanks for having me in the second episode. So I had the chance to look at the first uh, episode of your data science club or this podcast that you're running. So it was a nice one from the ESPN superstar. So if you haven't watched it, you can go check out in Imarticus Learning. So thanks for inviting me to this session. So roadmap to data science career. So for the next 1 hour, we are going to talk about data science. We are going to talk a lot about data. So if you don't know anything about data, nothing to worry. I'm here to clarify all your doubts. And I'll share a script. You can call it a script or you can call it a roadmap from where you can start and how you can proceed and what steps you can follow in order to become sort of a notable guy in a data science field. So just a little bit about me. I'm from Tirunelveli. I'm from Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu, India. So practically speaking, I could have talked in Tamil, but since a lot of engineering students across India and across globe are watching this on YouTube live, so I prefer to have it in English. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always post it on YouTube where you are watching it live. And I'll be checking YouTube comments once in a while. I'll be also throwing some questions to you once in a while. So make sure that you have your hands on the chat box and not a minimized window where you listen to something else. So please be attentive for the next hour or 45 minutes, if I'm not wrong, and then we can take it from there. So just a little background about myself. I did my bachelor's in India in electronics and instrumentation engineering. I came to Germany seven and a half years back to do my master's in electrical engineering. So as you know, it's not an easy curve to do an electrical engineering and to a data science domain. So this is a common question that rises up in almost everybody. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm a civil engineer. I'm a fashion designer. How can I get into data science? So that's the one common question that everybody posts on LinkedIn or on Quora or to anybody. So yes, so you can also post your comments on YouTube, and we'll have an exclusive 10 or 15 minutes at the end to clarify your questions at the end. So feel free to ask any questions, no matter what you have on this particular domain, or be it on any other domain. It's okay. I can also touch up on that particular topic for a minute or two. So the goal is to make some things clear to you guys so that you can kickstart your career in data science like I did. So the first thing that uh, you can, or let's say I would want to tell you is about the roadmap. But before that, I'll again come back to the introduction. So I did my master's in electrical engineering. I took up my first job in telecom, and then I had a small stint with Volkswagen, so Volkswagen AG in Germany. And presently, I work with Siemens for more than 2 years. So that's my career graph, and I'm one of the data analytics expert at Siemens Mobility Germany. So if you look at my background itself, I've worked with telecom. I had an electrical engineering background. I had a small stint with automobile, Volkswagen, and then I presently work for Siemens, which is mobility domain. So that's the the thing that I wanted to discuss up front. You can explore any domain. So that's the beauty of data science. That's the catch of data science. So if you do chemical engineering, I bet 90 out of 100 students will get a chance to work in chemical industries. I mean, of course, a lot of people in India get into IT. That's a complete out of the box equation. But what I'm telling is, most of us, or at least most of the people who has passion towards a particular domain, they mostly stick to it. That's the ideology, right? Even I would do so. But in data science, you can explore any domain. That's the beauty of it. So you can be it pharmaceutical, be it finance, be it retail, be it mobility, be it automobile. So you can explore any domain, and all you need to have is solid data science foundation, and that is what is important for a data science career or a journey. So from where do I start? This is again a common question, right? So I have a small set of PPT. So I'm glad that a lot of students have registered for this event. So I'm just quickly sharing my screen. So don't worry, I don't have too many slides. So yeah, so yeah, thanks for this poster team. So do you guys see my screen? Do you guys see my screen? You can type in yes. Yes. Okay, perfect. So before going into the topic, I mean, I already got a couple of texts from some of the students who are attending this session. So some of the students from Chennai in particular, from West Tambaram and other areas where Imarticus Learning is in close cooperation, close quarters. So uh, before going into the topic, first, let's see the buzz. I mean, data science is being talked about in most of the conferences, industrial conclaves, webinars. I could see a lot of webinars on data science, especially during this pandemic. So why is this buzz? So let's have a look, a sneak peek into the buzz, and then I'll walk through the tools, some of the tools, and I'll try to link between stories and data. And then at the end, we'll get back to the opportunities or the roadmap, how you can follow a trend or a particular path that I feel is more safer than a lot of other stories that are put on the internet. So, so as you know, Fortune 500 companies, out of out of 100 percentage, almost half of it have been pushed out because of this digital disruption since 2000. So just within 2 decades. So I mean, a lot of companies went bankrupt. They are out of business just because they are not up to the mark. I mean, they are not up to the digital disruption. Especially during this pandemic, we are setting up a lot of online classes, and a lot of companies transform their business digitally. But back then in 2000, some of them believed, and a lot of them didn't believe in digital disruption. So they were pushed out of business. So AI, machine learning, and data science is also one of the compelling reasons. So you might know about this Ola, Uber cabs, right? So before that, there was this fast track call taxi from Chennai. So a lot of guys know about fast track call taxi if you are from Chennai. So where are they now? I mean, they are almost bankrupt. So they could have just got into digitalization. They could have brought in an app where they can squeeze in a lot of customers, and they could have brought in a lot of traction from the digital world, but they failed to do that. And look at the scenario now; they are close to nowhere. And now we have um, Ola and Uber, which is ruling the mobility market in Chennai. So one another example would be Kotak. Kotak camera. If you are a 90s kid, you should probably know it. So even they are almost extinct. So nowadays, I mean, we people, we just take a selfie, upload it on Instagram or any social media. That is more crazier than what we used to call a tedious process. You click it, you have a film roll, you have to, let's say, uh, print it on a photograph in order to get a picture. So these are the examples. And any other real-time data science applications that you are aware of? So there are some of the guys here who already had attended my session. So for others, it will be an eye opener. So let's think about any data science real world application. So what I mean is there an application that you use every day has a data science in it? So I have already let out the answers, let out a couple of answers. I have already let out Ola and Uber. So think some similar apps, similar applications. So if you have any names, I'll just give you a 10-second or something. Maybe I'll have a look at the YouTube in the meantime. If there are any answers from your side, otherwise I'll have a look at it. Yeah, cool. So applications like Zomato, Swiggy, and let's say um, Facebook is one beautiful example where people tend to get recommendations, right? So a lot of recommendation engines which are based on data science, especially machine learning algorithms, are behind everyday recommendation engines. So one beautiful example is YouTube recommendation itself. So if you watch a video from Imarticus Learning, you will probably get another video from them. So that's how it is linked. So it is linked with every particular individual. So it is linked with who you are, what's your age, what's your taste, what's your preferable time, and what's your let's say uh, preferences when it comes to video. And it also calculates your uh, login time and logout time, or what time you use that particular app the most. So let's say if you want to deep dive into data science and you're going into Google, asking Google what is data science and what are the programming languages that I can learn. So all you will get is uh, tons and tons of search results, which is fair enough, because Google always does this. So even if you are sick, please never ever refer Google, because you will be scared with the results of Google sometimes. So such is the case with data science as well. So you will tend to see all these that you can see on the screen. So you will see Jupyter Notebook, you will see Python, R, Matplotlib, Keras, TensorFlow, Pandas, and so many things out there. So in general, it is, I mean, it's good to have Python knowledge. So if you are someone who is starting with data science journey, I would suggest you to pick Python, Python skill. So start simple, start with guys like Imarticus Learning, for instance, or there are also some platforms. YouTube is one best example. But the thing with YouTube is it is not really structured. So you need to have a clear picture of what to do first, what to do next, and how to proceed. So in this case, you can follow platforms like Imarticus. You can get along with them, or you can prefer uh, platforms like Udemy, Coursera as well. But there are a number of ways to get into this data science world. These are just a couple of options that I wanted to tell you. So if you are a programmer, I mean, how good is this programming knowledge when it comes to data science and the data science career? I would say it's good. It gives you an upper hand. For instance, if you have a solid knowledge in Python or R, it's really good. So pick up some Python skills if you are new to programming. I would suggest you to start with Python because Python, I would say it's simpler. It also depends. It also depends on individual perspective. So for me, um, it is not so complicated. So Python is one of the simple languages wherein let's say C or C++, if you type in 50 lines of code, here in Python, you can type in a few lines. Let's say 5 to 10 lines of code is enough. So pick up either Python or R. R is again a statistical programming language. So I would say don't mix it up. Either Python or R, not both. And then for to query the data from the databases, you need some SQL knowledge. And then for data visualization, you need some Tableau stuff or Tableau or idea in Tableau. Okay, let's say if I'm a non-programmer. So let's say I come from a chemical engineering background, I come from a mechanical engineering background where I don't do a lot of coding. So how can I get into data science? So for you guys, I would suggest you to pick up these, you to have a look into these tools. Let's say Rapid Miner is one good tool, Data Robot, Nine. I have personally used Nine. Nine is really good, and IBM Watson Studio is also one of the good tools out there. So every tool has a trial version, of course. You can download these tools, have a look at those tools. Maybe you can grab a couple of data sets here and there. You can grab it from the internet, and you can upload it to these tools and just play around how it works. So for programmers, um, you need for sure these set of skills, and for non-programmers, you can have a look into these tools on how data science is done on various data sets. So let's also have a look into data. How a layman can understand data. So understanding and let's say getting an insight on data is the most key thing. So let's say I'm from electrical engineering, and I want to work on a mobility data. Do I have any link? Definitely not. So I'm someone who is new to mobility. So for that, I need to have a deeper look into mobility, how trains operate, and how automobiles roll. What are the data sets that are available? What sort of information is available on a train level? So, in my opinion, data is completely dry. You need to be a little nerdy when it comes to understand the data, and it is also impersonal. So, data is completely boring and vague. But what about the story? So, we all prefer to watch stories, right? Like a lot of us read books, a lot of us watch webinars, movies, Netflix series, for instance. I'm a big fan of Money Heist, for instance. So uh, stories are exactly opposite. I mean, it is intuitive, it is emotional. Some people grab a lot of ideas from stories, particularly guys like Christopher Nolan who make crazy movies. So that is where I wish you guys link data and stories. So if you do that, then uh, probably your understanding of data will get better. So you always try to build a story out of the data. So that is how you should look at the data. And let's say, how do you want to um, get into this journey? So that's the core part of this particular webinar, right? So before that, I'll have a few words about what are the opportunities that you could have in this domain. One being data analyst, data scientist is another role, and business analyst, let's say, data engineer, and data visualization experts. So in a big corporate like BMW, Siemens, Audi, we have separate divisions for each and every individual, but individual roles. We get to work on specific roles. But in a startup, there will be an one-man show. So you need to be prepared. You need to understand the data. You need to interact with clients. You need to, let's say, grab the data from the data sources. And for sure, you need to build an algorithm. So data science is all about building algorithms and finding some key insights from the data. So in order to do that, you have four options, as I said: data analyst, business analyst, and data scientist, the one who builds algorithms. So coming back to the roadmap, how you can transform yourself into a data science career, or let's say a data science um, path. How do you push yourself into this path? So I would suggest to go for a master's degree if you have the chance or if you have the money to do it. So for instance, I came to Germany to do a master's, but my case is different. I thought of doing a master's in electrical engineering. I wanted to excel in that particular field, but by chance and by, let's say, with the help of some of my mentors, I got into data science long back. It was 7 years back then. I got into data science, but uh, I mean, if you ask me the same question, will I get the same chance? Will I uh, get a degree in electrical engineering and can I directly jump into data science? It's a bit of yes and no. So you cannot simply um, do a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in, let's say, electrical engineering or a mechanical engineering and you can straight away jump into data science. So that is not how it works. So I would suggest if you have the patience, if you have the time and the money, for sure, you can go for a master's. And also master's degree, it is not always abroad. You can also have take up courses in India. You can also take up courses in, let's say, some of the countries where the education is cheaper. So for instance, I did my master's in Germany, which costed me close to 50,000 Indian rupees. So imagine a master's or even a bachelor's degree in India, which is not at all possible with this money. So just look out for countries which has reduced cost or let's say funded by government because most of the German degree courses are funded by government. So that is the reason why it is of almost zero. So you can't even do a master's in with 50,000 rupees, Indian rupees in India, right? So that's the scenario here. So that's one strong recommendation that I would do. Go for a master's degree. That will probably give you an upper hand. That will give you an upper hand for sure. So a lot of people out there, they are looking for people. A lot of industries they particularly looking for people with master's degree, and let's say even some companies look for PhD candidates, PhD holders, particularly when it comes to data science. So that's how the competition is. But for guys who say, okay, I'm not sure about how it will proceed, and I don't have the time and money to do a master's degree, so not at all. I mean, not to worry. You have um, so many, let's say, online courses or online platforms where you can grab some data science certifications for sure, and you can always add it to your resume or add it to your let's say LinkedIn profiles, and that will give you a good start. So it's not just about a master's degree in all the cases, but in order to give you an upper hand, it is good to go with the master's degree. And the second thing is to grab an internship. So that's a baby step. That's where you should consider yourself like one step at a time. So like how Virat Kohli plays one ball at a time. He never aims centuries or he never aims 50s. So he always gives merits to each ball, each and every ball, and he converts a lot of singles and doubles, and that's how he plays cricket, right? So that's how you should also take some key points from, let's say, cricket or any other sport which you see. So one step at a time. So if you are doing an engineering, if you are into mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, I assume that most of the attendees here are either doing second year or third year or, let's say, final year, no matter what you're doing. Just look out for internships. There are a lot of internship opportunities that are available, and especially during this pandemic, it is even more simpler. So it is online. You can do it at your home. You don't have to travel anywhere. And for instance, I am working from home since February this year, and it is going to be the same until next March, I guess. So even though there are some good news out there with regards to vaccination, I would say the trend will follow for the next couple of months at least before the world opens up. So for any guys, even if you are employed, even if you are working somewhere, it's good to look out for an online internship. You can look out for a part-time internship. You can look out for a virtual internship where you can spare a couple of days per week. So even if it is an unpaid internship, it is perfectly all right. Take it up at the beginning, but I would suggest you to have an internship with stipend. Uh, that is fair. So that is one thing. So look out for internships. Look out for um, opportunities that are available with companies. Keep looking at the job markets. Even you can have a look at platforms like Internshala, Intern. There are a lot of platforms for internships. Have a look at it. That is one way of grabbing someone's attention when it comes to data science field. So you can list it out on your profile. Look, I have done an internship with this so and so company. I've done an internship with this company. I worked on this project, that project. So you can build your profile. So the next thing is to have a look into Kaggle. So Kaggle is you might be aware of Kaggle if you have heard about data science in the past. But Kaggle is a place where it's a community where they build algorithm. They try to give out solutions for a lot of industrial problems. So if you want to have a deeper insight into data science, please have a look into Kaggle and try to grab a data set from there. There are a lot of open GitHub resources where people post their code snippets. You can also have a look into that. And it is also a competitive ground, I would say. So you can also participate in a Kaggle competition, and you can see how people rate your work. So you can do that. Just Google Kaggle. Both of the words look similar, but yeah, it's a nice platform. So for those who aren't aware of Kaggle, please have a look into it. And the next thing is to have a solid GitHub repository, because now everybody is going digital. So let's say even I am talking to you via YouTube or let's say Zoom. So everything is digital. So the applications, the interviews, the internships, even a lot of people still work from their homes. I'm not really sure about the Indian market. I guess a lot of people have, I mean, are back to their office places, but I mean, still there are a lot of people who are still working from home. Let's say for what corporates like Microsoft or Google, they are still providing some home opportunities, work from home opportunities. So uh, to I mean, to make your profile stronger, I would suggest you to open up a GitHub repository where you can store your code snippets. So GitHub is nothing but a repository where you store what you have built. So let's say even if it is a hello world program that you have started, you can store it there. I mean, it's about a journey, right? So of course, you need to do a lot of scripting. You need to do a lot of programming. You need to do a lot of coding. So you can always uh, push your work into a specific repository on your name, so that, let's say, it serves as another link for any HR who is looking at your job application. So let's say if you apply for a data science opening and you see a GitHub link, then it gives them an opportunity to click on that particular link, and it opens up what all projects that you have worked with. So please have a look into GitHub, what is GitHub and how you can create a repository. So that is really important. And of course, CV and a LinkedIn profile. So I mean, who would miss out on a CV? So CV is one place where you can list out all your experiences, and let's say if you have followed this particular section of the video, if you have a, let's say, a degree which is at the top, an internship, if you have some Kaggle projects, if you have participated in a Kaggle competition, and if you have a GitHub repository, so these things add up. So CV is not just about education and I'm here and there. I'm a first prize winner in paper presentation or a project presentation. So it it is also a place where you can tell a lot more about yourself. So it is a two-pager which will soon be digital as well, because there are a lot of digital profile platforms coming up. So make sure that you have your all your stuff in there, either let it be a CV or a LinkedIn profile. I would say a lot of Indians, and especially uh, college students from Tamil Nadu or India, they are still not uh, let's say active on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is again similar to what you use on your day-to-day life. So like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, try to log into LinkedIn once in a day. That is where you can because a lot of people, there is a common myth. They think that LinkedIn is a place where they can search for jobs, but to an extent, yes, but it is not all about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a place where you can explore a lot of career opportunities, yes, and then a lot of success stories. So you can read about someone achieving something, and you can also start sharing what you have learned. So, for instance, I started engaging on LinkedIn 7 or 8 years back. I started simple. I just started with what I did, or what solution I got using which tool, which tools that I prefer the most, and I sort of created an engagement. And over a period of time, it gave me a lot of connections. So connections are really valuable, especially during this digital era, because even let's take this webinar. Someone reaching out to me via a social media profile to do a, a session with you guys. So it is important to be active on at least one or two platforms, I would say, and to have it clean in the sense, if you are looking out for job opportunities, have your credentials and achievements in the profile. Make it clean. Spend some time on it. It is not just about logging in like Facebook or Instagram, where you just post once in a while. It is a place where you can link uh, your achievements and your grades and everything. So I'm being followed by close to 37,000 people on LinkedIn. You can also feel free to follow me on LinkedIn if you wish. So, and of course, final thing is to look out for opportunities. I mean, if you have done masters, an internship, You have looked into Kaggle, GitHub repository, and you have your CV or LinkedIn profile, you should look out for opportunities as well, because opportunities, especially during this pandemic, is a bit mm, 50-50, I would say, still not really upwards. There are still some companies who are skeptical about hiring people. But I believe with this vaccination news, which is already approved in countries like UK, let's say there is one going strong in, let's say, Canada or Germany as well. With this vaccination news, things could change, but it will not change drastically. There will still be a lockdown in place in some of the countries, or at least restrictions when it comes to traveling abroad. So I believe Indians, I mean, they are also not flying out to many countries like before. I mean, back in 2019, we used to have hundreds of flights to Germany from India, but now it's very limited. So it's probably 1/10 of what we used to have in the past. So opportunities are little less at this moment, particularly because of this pandemic. A lot of people already lost jobs. So for people who lost jobs, don't really, I mean, don't worry. I mean, it's hard. I understand, but 2021 will give you a lot of opportunities, I suppose, and I wish it turns to be a very good year. So look out for opportunities. Look out for opportunities like data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, and data visualization expert, and business analyst. So if you are someone with business knowledge, or if you want to do an MBA, if you want to uh, take up an MBA program, or if you have someone from the family who does business, it's good you take up a business analyst role, which has a close cooperation with data science roles. So that is a good option for you guys. And for guys who are not so good at coding, pick up a data analyst role, which has a little less importance for coding and programming, whereas data scientist will be working on with um, algorithms. So there are n number of algorithms. So like I said, um, recommendation engines on YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, and whatnot. There are a lot of applications like Ola, Uber, Facebook. Everything uses um, data science at the back. So in order to build those recommendation engines, you need to have a little bit of statistics knowledge as well. And also, I would suggest you to pick up some mm, key mathematical skills. So, like, let's say, just have a look into mathematics, statistics in particular, pick some skills up, and also have a look into Python and R, which is equally important. So that's in short about how you can build your journey to data science. So coming back to my story, how I did it. So I did my electrical engineering from Germany. I had a chance to work with the telecom as a telecom part-time engineer. So it was not a data science role at the beginning. So how I got into this particular role was purely by chance. So a colleague of mine, she was into her maternity leave, so that's how I got a chance. I mean, like I was approached by one of the colleagues in the team that I want to do some data cleaning and data pre-processing, and that's when I saw, okay, I can take this up, I can do it. And once I got into it, I was really fascinated. I mean, it was really fascinating to me. So I started taking additional classes. I started taking additional courses on data science, on statistics and machine learning and Python. So that's how I started. So everything needs a start. So for everything there needs to be a dot which can turn into a line. So keep looking at opportunities where you can get um, even a small breakthrough can make wonders. So look out for opportunities, and let's say that's how I started as a small internship in a telecom company as a data science intern, and I did. I hope I did my internship well. That converted into a master thesis there. I did my master thesis in a company in the same company, and I got converted into a junior data scientist with the same firm. So it's good to establish yourself in a company with an internship. So that's why I always insist on people to look out for internships. So internships can sometimes help you getting a job, like it did to me. So then I mean, from junior data scientist, I moved on to data scientist, and now I'm one of the leading data analytics expert with Siemens. I mean, for people who are not sure about what Siemens is in place in more than 150 countries across the globe. So Siemens does a lot of things like Siemens Healthineers is there, Siemens um, Energy, Siemens Mobility, Siemens Wind, Siemens Power. So we are doing a lot of stuff, and myself, I am particularly more into data analytics division of Siemens Mobility, where we deal with trains. So, for instance, even we are in close talks with Indian Railways as well at the moment. Some projects could come into Siemens way, and we are in close cooperation with most of the state governments or the central governments of uh, countries across the globe. So particularly most of our clients are from Europe, but that doesn't mean that we have a lot of people out there in, let's say, Asia or American countries, continents. So yeah, that's it from my side. So if you have any questions, if you want anything, uh, just please feel free to reach out to me, and you can ask your questions now. I mean, we are into the last 10 minutes of the session. I hope you have pulled out a couple of key elements from this session. So at least you could have got a couple of insights on how to prepare a flow, what to proceed, and how you can pick up some key skills. So yeah, at least ஒன்று ரெண்டு விஷயங்கள் கற்றுருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Yeah, let me check some YouTube comments. You can also
Thank you,
take yeah, thanks a lot. You can also take a screenshot of this particular screen so that you can prepare it side by side. What next, what's first, and what all. You can have a checkbox. You can have a marker or a pen or a pencil to have a check mark on this column. So this gives you a flow. This gives you an overview on how to proceed when it comes to data science.
Thank you, Vijay. Thanks for valuable insights. And as we wait for some more questions to come, if at all anything from the audience side, a couple of questions I thought I will ask on behalf of the students. So one is that as a fresher, right? So what are the challenges or, to get into the data science industry? Because I get a lot of queries stating that every single company is looking for experienced professionals, not much of freshers. So what exactly should a fresher do to get into the opportunities or in data science industry?
A lot of people just push them a little hard. I mean, they wanted to, as you said, that this pressure is always on when it comes to industry, and particularly in a country like India where there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of competition is there. So a lot of people feel pressurized and they try to take up a course here and there, and they try to push themselves a little hard. So I would suggest people to be prepared at the beginning rather than pushing themselves into a position and then learn. That is what a lot of people are doing, and that results in a lot of below par performances, or let's say job losses, particularly during this particular pandemic situation. So I would suggest you to prepare, people to prepare well rather than pushing yourself hard. So like I said, one step at a time. Okay, there are a lot of comments. Oh my God, I haven't watched the comment section, so I'll quickly go through it. So there is Srimati, Suvaraj, Nishok. Oh, it's across Tamil Nadu. I could see a lot of people saying hi from. There is a message from PSNACT from Dindigul, from SMS Coimbatore. Good, good guys.
So the other question, Vijay, is a lot of people get to ask us is that uh, ideally, technology in IT keeps changing, right? If you look at it, every decade, every 10 years, there has been a churning on the technology front when it comes to IT domain. So, what do you see, or how do you see data science from 10 years from the down the line, or 15 years down the line in future?
Yeah. So with already machine learning and artificial intelligence is taking over most of the industries. I mean, a lot of things are getting automated. So, for instance, a lot of places where machineries were involved is now slowly transforming into automation. So, like I said, companies like Volkswagen and Audi, they were previously manually installing some of the components like doors, or let's say seats and cushions, for instance. But now with this computer vision, machine learning, and artificial intelligence in place, they're able to get, close proximity. Closest precision. So that gives them a leverage on making machines work, and then engineers or data scientists who is there to oversee what's going on. So also with particularly blockchain technology, which is breathing down the neck of data science. So the future will be uh, a lot more, let's say, it will be unimaginable, because transactions will be done within a fraction of seconds, and there will be a lot of interesting applications if blockchain and data science will go hands in on together. So I could see a lot of things will be automated, and people have this fear in mind. So if things are automated, will I lose my job, or will I have to look out for something else? So it's again 50-50. It is yes and no. So you need to always update yourself if you are in an industry. So you cannot survive with Java forever. So you need to update yourself. What's what's in there, what's new about Java, or what's new about other programming languages. So the same. So the next 10 or 15 years, it's gonna be crazy. So already we saw that the U.S. elections, the last election. So I mean, not this one with Joe Biden winning the U.S. elections, but the last one was because of a data analytica firm in Germany. It is a data analytica, I suppose, from UK. They were able to determine who is going to win an US election. So that's how it is going to revolutionize. I mean, even there are people from India who are doing political analytics. So, for instance, one of the biggest parties in Tamil Nadu has signed up a contract with IPAC, so Indian Political Parties Act or something, by Prashant Kishore. So guys like them, they work on different domains. So like I said, it is not restricted to this particular domain. So it has a broad scope. People can use data science in textile industry. People can use data science in politics. So that gives a broader scope, and people are getting a taste of their own data sets. Uh, we have data right from the beginning, right from what we call அண்ணாச்சி கடையில இருந்தே data இருக்குது. But now we have started realizing that okay, data is really important, and data is can change a lot of things. So for sure, the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years will be really crazy. So if you are into data science, this is the time.
Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So there are few comments that have come in. Of course, due to time as a factor, we have another 3-4 minutes to end the session. So maybe you can pick one question from there, whatever you wanted to answer, and you can answer that question.
Yeah. So there is someone asking about future job security of data scientist. Job security, as I said, it always depends on individual. So you need to update yourself. You need to, pick your skills up. You should always, learning is a key factor. So I always believe in learning every single day, be it from a junior or a senior, doesn't really matter. The key thing is to learn. So even if he is younger to you or elder to you, doesn't really matter. Learn every single day. That keeps you going, and that determines your job security, how secure you are in a particular job. And Vishalakshi is asking about AI and DS used in medical development. Yes, even we have a division, Siemens Healthineers. There are a lot of, even for COVID vaccine, there were two people from Columbia University. What they did is they predicted the number of failures. So let's say there are a lot of chemicals, right? So if you mix A and B, it can fail. If you mix A and C, it can probably maybe a hit. So that's how they determined the number of failures when it comes to COVID-19 vaccination prediction. And that helped the scientists to reduce the number of failures, reduce the number of options that they can explore. Arun Prasad says by 2030, blockchain can seize all traditional banking services, says State Bank of India. Can happen. So yeah, that's their prediction again. Stock market, financial field, can we use data science? Yes, a lot of people are already using it. So there are chances, high chances. And there is a guy who says, I know Python, Django, front end, back end. I applied for Google internship, but I didn't get any replies. It's not just about what you know. So they also have a lot of filters, particularly when it comes to Google. They look for top tier universities. So that's the sad thing about Google and other top firms. I mean, and I'm not here to blame Google or any other firm, but that's how it is. I mean, in a country like India, there are n number of people. So there are huge amount of people who are passing out every single year. So and don't always start with Google. I mean, it's good that you have Google in your mind. That is a great start. But I would suggest you to go with an internship in some smaller firm at the beginning, and then build on what is already in there. So if you hit Google again, uh, 2 or 3 years down the lane, probably you should get it. And good luck. Good luck with your applications. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, so we are coming towards the end of the session. Thank you, Vijay. Thanks for your time, and it's an honor to have you and host you in this data science club session. And hopefully, we will be able to host you in future as well for some other different topic. So thank you for all the participants. Thanks for taking your time out and joining in, and keep tuning into the messages that's going to come out from Data Science Club. You have few more sessions lined up for the near future as well. So thank you once again, everyone. Thank you, Vijay. Thanks for joining us. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Nandri Vanakkam. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.